Hi everyone, and welcome to my video for today. I am Kate Zukas and I talk to you about all things mind, body and energy. I am a yoga and meditation teacher as well as a mindfulness coach, and I am an absolute crystal lover. So I thought today I would do a video on crystals and an introduction to crystals. And I often get asked questions about different types of crystals. What crystals should I buy? What are the meanings of certain crystals, etc. So I thought I'd do a bit of an intro video for you today on crystals and just give you a little bit of background, a little bit of kind of how they've influenced my life and how I use them as well. What types of crystals, and we have different types of properties, as well as how to take care of your crystals. So I thought I'll go through and do a bit of an introduction to crystals for you. So I do have some crystals here. So I've got some that I will be using today just to give you a little bit of a guide. I've also got, and this is also fantastic for anyone, the Crystal Bible. I've been using this for many years. And it is a great overview of just some of there's different books to this as well, but it's a great overview to some of the more common crystals that there are around. So welcome everyone. So if you're listening to this, you would at least be curious about crystals in some way, shape or form. So crystals are essentially gemstones. You know, a lot of people say, they're natural rocks found all over the world. There's a lot of crystals that are quite common, so you can just buy them, at a lot of different places. And then there are other crystals that are a little bit more rare as well. So I thought in today's video, I'll take you through some of the more common ones and just some of the meanings of those crystals. So other than being pretty and attractive, and I know a lot of people like them from that gemstone perspective, crystals have been used throughout history. So you go right back to ancient times, a lot of different crystals have been used, different symbols of power, symbols of abundance, etc. So, crystals are not something new, they're something natural, they're something that's been around for a very long time. And, they do have meanings. And I know for me, I started to get into crystals, I started to learn about crystals. And I really like the meaning behind a lot of crystals for me that really helps me in my own spiritual journey, as well as I love them, as you can see, from a jewelry perspective, and I love wearing them on my body. But I also like to use crystals for meditation. And also I put crystals all over the house. So our house is, if you can probably see behind me, got crystals, all over the house in different rooms. I've got some in the garden as well. So they can definitely, I think for me, just have that meaning, and then different properties can also impact that energy around you. So to me, crystals are energy. They are natural. They have an energy to them. Some crystals, have got healing properties. Other crystals have got different meanings to it. So, there's lots of different ways that you can use crystals, other than just from a jewelry perspective or wearing them on your body. I always have a couple of crystals in my handbag. When we go traveling, etc., I take some protection crystals with us, put those in my handbag. As well as I said, I've got all over the house, especially when I'm working. I do have crystals there for protection, for clearing, for creativity as well. So I've got different crystals that I use when I am working. So that just gives you a little bit of an introduction to kind of, what crystals are and a little bit of history to it. So there's a couple I want to do a little bit of a deep dive into. So crystals have different properties, which I mentioned before. So, different healing powers, different properties, whatever, kind of resonates with you. So the few I want to talk about are crystals for protection. So a lot of the darker coloured crystals are good to use for protection. So I do use, it's a little piece here of shungite, which is in a love heart form, but I use shungite for protection. I use that in my bedroom just to protect during the night and to just help with sleep as well. I also normally have a little piece of shungite that I do carry with me and on me, depending on what situation you're going into. If I know if I'm in a lot of meetings, etc., I normally have a piece of shungite on me, just from that personal protection perspective, and that I'm not taking on other people's energy as well. There's also tiger's eye, which is one of my favorite crystals, and you can see that. I'll put it a little bit closer. One of my favorite crystals, and has a personal meaning. Tiger's eye is the first crystal that I bought for my husband, and gave to him. So this will always be a little bit of a special crystal to me. So that's also a good one. Tiger's eye is a really nice one, I find, for protection. And then another common crystal is amethyst, and then I've just got a little point here of amethyst crystal that is also really good for protection. Amethyst is a beautiful crystal that you've probably seen around a lot, and it is, I have this all over the house. It's just one of those, I find it like an everything crystal for clearing, cleansing. Amethyst can also cleanse other crystals, as well as protection. I just find it, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful color and a beautiful crystal. So there are a couple crystals that can be used for protection. Why protection? I think these are where crystals are energy, everything is energy. As humans, we can absorb energy as well from other people. We can absorb that, unknowingly taking on a lot of other energies. So I like to use these crystals to protect my own energy and my own vibe, just to make sure that I'm looking after myself and my energy that's around me, as well as just helping protect me against some of those other energies that might be around as well. So there's some of those other crystals. There are a lot of other different crystals that are used for protection as well. So the next one I want to talk to you about is rose quartz. I think I've pulled this one out a couple of times in a couple of my videos. This is one of my favorite crystals. And so rose quartz is used for love. And the reason why this is such a beautiful crystal, and again, it's quite a common crystal, and you can get it in a lot of different places, but I love this one because, not only for romantic love, I think, a lot of people use rose quartz to draw and attract love into their life. But I've always found rose quartz to be such a powerful crystal from a self-love perspective. And I think once you self-love and once you give yourself that self-love, you're going to attract love. So I give rose quartz and recommend rose quartz to a lot of teenage girls as well, because I always find it's such a vulnerable time, and self-love is so important. And I know anyone who I've ever given a crystal to has always appreciated it. So rose quartz is a bit of a winner from that love perspective, as well as, just as I said before, that self-love is probably more important than anything. So get your hands on some rose quartz if you are needing to draw some more love or self-love and self-confidence into your life. Rose quartz is amazing for that. So crystals can be used for protection, they can be used for love. And the other one I want to draw on today, which is something that I've really got into and really love to use crystals for, is for abundance. And manifestation. So this is one of my crystals that I use for abundance. This is my citrine. This was actually one of the first crystals I ever bought. So it's, again, got another very special meaning for me, but it's beautiful. Citrine is beautiful. I have citrine all over the house. I wear citrine a lot, and it is one of my favorite crystals. I think I feel very connected to it. Citrine is also very good for the solar plexus chakra, and which is about that in empowerment and your power center, and how to really heal and take control and power of your power center. So for me, I've really used citrine. So I use citrine in my work a lot. I use it in my manifestation, and for me, when I talk about abundance, it's not just an abundance of money or finances. It's an abundance of love, and it's an abundance of time, because I think time is just such an incredible thing to have. So use citrine if you are wanting to draw more prosperity and more abundance into your life. So that is my beautiful little piece of citrine. There are lots and lots of other different crystals out there. Two others that I just want to draw on quickly is this is a piece of selenite, and there is a giant piece of selenite that I have in the back there. So selenite, again, I have this all over my house. I love selenite. I have it because it is so clearing, and I just think it's just one of the most beautiful crystals to have, and just kind of keeps me clear. I think the word that's coming to mind is free. I just feel like clear and free when I have, and in the flow when I have selenite. So that is a great crystal to have there. And then just the other one I do want to talk about, which is a very popular one, is clear quartz. So obviously clear quartz is also used a lot in the world for a lot of different things. And so it can also be used for jewelry. It can be used as just buying some tumble stones that you can have around the house as well. Clear quartz, and this is a beautiful one that I've had for a very long time as well, is really good at amplifying energy. I think I always have this around, if I'm wanting to amplify the love, etc., I always have a clear quartz near it. And also, if you're wanting to amplify the abundance, I always have a clear quartz near it. But that's just how I use it. People, there's lots of different meanings, that you can also use with clear quartz. It is a fantastic crystal to use. So they're just a few that I wanted to take you through today. I am also wearing Larimar, which is another one of my favorite stones. So I thought I'll just mention this one because it is just so strikingly beautiful. Larimar is a little bit more rare than some of the other crystals, but it is just fantastic. It is so calming. I wear this, I wear this when I'm working, and I think I've got children as well, so I always find Larimar is such a calming crystal to have, and that is just, the blue of it, the calming of it. When I put it on, I feel like I can breathe. So I've always thought Larimar is fantastic. It's always just it's a great, beautiful healing stone that I love. There's also in the back, you might also be just seeing this beautiful angelite stone as well. So that is another beautiful blue one. So there are a few must be drawn to the blue today, which will help. Excellent. So they're just a couple of the different types of crystals and different properties of crystals around protection, around love, around abundance, around clearing. You can use crystals for clearing, and also for amplifying energy. So just, crystals are energy. So they're the ones that I did want to mention today. There are also a lot of different shapes of crystals as well, so I haven't gotten too much into the shapes, but you would see with some of mine, it's a little kind of pyramid shape. We've obviously got polished stones, and also then we've got, that's half polished, but then half a little bit raw as well. So there's obviously lots and lots of different types of crystals, different types of shapes. So on that note, which crystal is right for me is the question that I get asked a lot. What crystal should I buy? Or my children are liking crystals, what crystals should I buy them? Etc. So there's almost two ways I look at this. There's one that if you don't know what you want, you're interested in getting into crystals, be guided by your intuition. There are no mistakes. Why do you think I love crystals so much? They're not only pretty, the healing properties, but it's no mistake about it. Use your intuition. You buy a crystal that you feel drawn to, and that's it. That's probably the science behind it. As soon as you just be guided by your intuition, and you will be drawn to the crystal that you need in your life. So just go out there open-minded, and get whatever you feel drawn to. So that's obviously on something one level or another. your intuition knows what you need, so be guided by that. So that's if you're not sure what you want, you're wanting to get into crystals, want to start looking at them. Or the other thing is that sometimes if you see someone wearing a certain crystal or something, you're like, oh, you know, it kind of strikes a chord with you. It's almost a message saying maybe you need to get that crystal as well. So have a think about that. The other way to get crystals is if you're looking at getting one for a specific reason or a purpose that you're wanting to get a crystal for. So as I mentioned before, if you're wanting to go, okay, I'm feeling like I need a little bit of protection, or I'm wanting to draw love or abundance into my life, or I wanted to clear the house. The house is, you know, kind of got a bit of negative vibe. I want to clear the house out. So you actually go in with a specific purpose. So that's when you are, you know, kind of picking those crystals that are to be used for a specific purpose. I did mention the solar plexus before. So crystals are great to use to heal and boost the chakras, so the energy centers in the body, and they're a fantastic way to meditate and to use crystals as healing energies for the body as well. So again, you know, if you're looking at doing that, you can buy jewelry, you can wear them, you can meditate with them. So I guess there's two different types: be guided by your intuition, or if you're going out for a specific purpose, to buy a crystal that's actually going to meet the need that you want to meet in the house, is in the house or on your body, or whatever way you are wanting to use your crystals. So the last point I want to leave you with is, okay, now that you've got your crystals, how do you actually take care of them? So crystals are energy. They do absorb energy as well. So, you know, not all of them do, because some of them are clearing in themselves and have those clearing properties, and some of them actually don't need to be cleansed. But some of the ways to cleanse and to clear your crystals is to leave them out in the moonlight. So on a full moon, leave your crystals outside so they can absorb and that beautiful moon energy. I also like to put my crystals out in the sunlight as well, so I just find that really charges them and makes them super happy and clear. Other ways to do it is salt water is also really good to clear your crystals with. Be careful, not all crystals can be in water, so that's one thing just to be mindful of as you are kind of choosing your crystals or clearing your crystals as well. And if they can't be cleared in salt water, sage is also good. So sage is fantastic to use as a clearing for your crystals. So they're just a few ways. So moonlight, sunlight, salt water, taking your crystals to the beach, it's fantastic. I've done that before. Putting them in the grass or in kind of earth outside is another way to clear them. I find that's fantastic. And then sage as well. So I do try to move them around a little bit, especially if I've got some in the house. I do try to move them around and make sure that they are kind of just not getting that stagnant energy in them, that they are getting quite clear. And the one thing I do want to mention is just also try to keep toxins away. So any cleaning agents or any toxins like that, try to keep that away from your crystals, just to keep them nice and clear and natural. So I think that kind of has given you a bit of an overview, a bit of an introduction. This is kind of covering a lot of the questions I get about crystals and what crystals should I be looking at, and you know, how do I look after them, and you know, what's best crystals for my children, etc. My children love crystals as well. I do give them rose quartz. That is one of my biggest recommendations for any child is rose quartz. I think it's just such a beautiful crystal to have, as well as selenite. I keep selenite in the kids' room as well, just so that it can just keep that energy clear, and it also has been known to help with sleep. So that always helpful. So that is kind of my ones that I would give to children as well. But then obviously they'll be guided by whatever they're guided by too. So I would just make sure that you know, they'll obviously have an opinion on this, on what they would like to get as well. So thank you for joining me in this video today. I did want to take you through an introduction to crystals, give you a little bit of my own history with crystals, why I love crystals so much as well, and then hopefully you've got some insights for yourself. So happy crystal shopping, and remember, be guided by your intuition. So thanks everyone for joining me, and I will catch you soon. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.